Oh, hello. I did not see you there. Wow, that was the worst intro I've ever done. This thing won't, oh Jesus. Okay, I just went on a run, so here's a bit of a mess. Gonna need a hat for this one. Okay, salutations, my beautiful people. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. As expected, we're here again talking about Fallout 76 Wastelanders. I'm really feeling the Fallout 4 vibes here. Like, people are excited about Fallout again. I'm excited about Fallout again. There's a lot to discuss with this expansion. But first and foremost, we gotta think about the future, right? What Bethesda needs to improve on. Wastelanders is great. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I still have yet to finish all of the quest lines, but so far as it stands now, I really like what's there. So the real question is, what can Bethesda improve on? And maybe this list will increase over time when my final review arrives, but that's not there yet. We can't time travel. Otherwise, I think all of us would be out of quarantine at this point. So what do we do? Well, Mr. Vault Boy, we're gonna go ahead and list a couple of things that they can improve on. So let's do it. And yeah, as you can see, I'm now talking to inanimate objects. And I'm standing because I'm tired of sitting. Everything's changing. Everything. Can you believe it? So Fallout 76 justified its existence by saying, originally, what happens if every single person you encounter in the world is another player? Then they added human NPCs on top of that. And I'm starting to believe that Bethesda genuinely didn't plan on this, because when it comes to co-op questing and entering dialogue with other NPCs, this system does not work and drastically needs improvement. In fact, let's say you're doing your Raider quest line and you're going down that series of events. It really doesn't benefit you to do it alongside your friends unless you're literally trying to be like a JRPG party member and just tag along for the main protagonist ride. That's what you're gonna be doing if you're not team leader. Now with that said, if you are one of the party members and not the protagonist, we're gonna stick with this whole JRPG theme because those are the games I like. You're able to like listen in on conversations, but your quests don't progress. Like for example, my friend and I had to go listen to the Overseer and meet up with her, but his quest didn't progress because I was team leader. So it seems like only the team leader stuff progresses, but when it comes to other people in your group, they're just there for the ride. Hi all, Matt from the editing room here. So I realized I sort of failed to explain the ultimate point I was trying to make in this section of the video, so I'm here to amend that. Pretty much, you are going to assist your team leader, but let's say I go inside the Wayward bar, which you're seeing right here on screen, and I do decide to help my friend out with this quest. I have that same quest active, as you can see beforehand, heading into here. Now, when the quest completes, it just tells me a team leader completed a quest, and I get a small reward of 3 caps. We walk out. Now I would have to go in there by myself and do it on my own. And that may not be the end of the world for some people. You can just enter this instance as a solo player and then come out and link up with your teammates afterwards, and you'll continue questing as if nothing happened. And this may not be a problem for conversations, and I don't understand why your friend couldn't progress your game for you. I guess it's not the end of the world. But let's say you go into an instance where you have to take out a certain vault, we'll say. Now you cannot do that unless you want to just do it twice with your friend and then yourself. You may as well just go in by yourself. And it removes one of the elements that makes Fallout 76 Fallout 76. It may be a good or bad element depending on the player you are, but still, I think this co-op questing needs a little bit of adjusting when it comes to the Wastelanders content. I need to hydrate for this one because this is going to be a hot take. Man, it's really hard to say because I feel like people are going to instantly hear it and be like, what? There's kind of this problem with the design behind some of the speech checks in 76. Relax, please relax. So before I go further, I would rather have too many speech checks than too little. We've all played Fallout 4, okay? We know how this story ends. But with 76, what's happened is now there are so many conversation options with speech checks. More times than not, it's this illusion of choice. Like when I'm doing the Beckett quest line, I can use my perception to just get an extra dialogue option. It's not digging deeper into his character that otherwise I wouldn't hear this. It doesn't take us down a new path. It doesn't change anything. It's just access to like one more line of dialogue. It's, I guess, a way you can role play, but it's not in a satisfying manner. And like I said, one more time for the people in the back, I would rather have more than less. With that said though, I think that there needs to be more speech checks like I mentioned in my impressions yesterday, which highlighted quests you've completed, choices you've made in the world, things you've done, on top of course, considering our special stats. So a lot of times, instead of taking an additional path through a quest because you're intelligent or you're perceptive, it's just essentially another line of dialogue that you have access to. You get what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. It's just something that can be improved, right? Where if Bethesda even has to knock off 15 lines of dialogue so that they can instead create a couple of new paths for the gamer when they're going through their quests, or to create more rewarding speech checks, I would personally like that more. And I don't speak for everyone else. That's why this is my video, and you guys can sound off with your opinion in the comments, or you can tweet at me or whatever. But yeah, man, I just really would love to see them hone their craft with speech checks. Now, I'm glad they're there. They should be there. It is a Fallout game, and I'm happy they're listening enough. But now it's time to just sharpen the blade a little bit. Is that a term? I don't know. We're just rolling with it though. Speaking of sharp blades, I made this when I was in 4th grade, and what's funny is this piece of wood was absolutely vertical. Now it's crooked, and you know what else is crooked? Is, let me check my notes actually. Respecking your character. Now this isn't in particular to Wastelanders, but it is something as a returning player that I've noticed that I would love to see improved upon. So in Fallout 76, the only way you can currently respec your character is as you level up, you'll be able to either pick a perk card, or you'll be able to slot one of your perk points over to another one of your special stats. So let's say I have 9 perception, 9 agility. I can essentially take that 1 point off perception when I level up, go down to 8, and then bring agility up to 10. Now the difference is when you get deeper into the game, it becomes more and more difficult to respec your character. And as someone who was in the middle of respecking their character from a melee build to a gunslinging build, it has been really, really rough. And I understand it's an online game, so there's a different consideration with how you can retool your character. It's a Fallout game, so there's also a different consideration on respecking your character. But this is something where I really like being locked into my build. It makes it feel like when I dive deep into a character, it's more rewarding. But I'd like it if I could also, say, pay 5,000 caps. And I go to someone and I can just re-implement all my special stats at the very least, and then go from there. I don't need access to all the perk cards. I think that'd be a little busted. I would just like to be able to respec my character, because choosing not only to retool my character, but also get access to those ranked up perk cards again, it's a little time consuming. Even with all this new content, it's still a little tough to level up. Another thing that I think Bethesda could improve on with Wastelanders is how much they've relied on the daily quests. So each faction comes with 2 new daily quests, being the Raiders and the Settlers. And what's great is that these 2 factions introduce a new reputation meter. And this reputation meter, more than anything else in the game, really just influences what kind of items you have access to from the various merchants in the respective factions. So the higher your reputation is with, say, the Settlers, you'll have access to better items at their stores. And this is gonna help when you wanna get plans and weapons that are exclusive to the Wastelanders content. Now, what happens in Fallout 76 Wastelanders is as you go down the respective main quests, you're going to up your reputation with both factions before you reach a, quote, point of no return. But the way you can undo this is by doing the daily quests for whatever faction you screw over later on. So let's say I side with the Settlers and I finish the main quest with them, I'm gonna get a huge reputation bonus. But with the Raiders, the only way to get them up now is to do daily quests. And when you have only access to 2 dailies and there's no other substantial and, more importantly, fun ways to get that reputation up, you find yourself waiting for something to happen in game, which shouldn't happen with a $60 game. Because you know where I see that a lot is mobile games that I play for free. And quite frankly, as much as I've enjoyed Fallout 76 Wastelanders, I don't like to make a comparison like that. I don't want to make a comparison like that. I'm not a fan of making a comparison like that. Ooh-wee, I need my water again. So I imagine this is a part of their roadmap, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this amended above everything else I've mentioned. But I really would love to see Bethesda put in some more content to help influence the reputation meter. I'm a big believer that if I made a choice to side with the Settlers, I should not be able to interact with the Raiders at all. It should be shoot on sight, but I understand it's an online game. It changes up how everything functions. And so since that cannot be the case, then Bethesda should just go all the way the other way. Okay, we can't lock in the choice, so let's give them more options to get the reputation meter up so that there is more content to play with and they can access everything without meticulous, boring grinding that is also very limited in the terms of access. But I also know that I haven't played 76 in a while, and a lot of people just like signing in, doing all the dailies, all the events on the map, collecting everything, and signing off. And for them, more power to you. For me, I'm just fighting for more content. That's all. Stuff that can help make your grind a little easier, a little quicker, and give you more tools to get to what job you want to finish. So that's essentially just a couple of things that I hope Bethesda does improve with Fallout 76 Wastelanders. We're still rounding out the criticism, still streaming the game, and still working on that review. So look forward to that in due time. I apologize if I was a little different this video. I don't know. I just have more energy when I record while standing up. And I don't know why. I guess it's that post-run high that you guys just caught me in. I don't know. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. And let me know what you think that Wastelanders could do in the comments down below to improve. Is there anything they even need to improve on? Has Bethesda achieved the mystical near perfection that they have reached for since Fallout 4? Well, let me know, and I'll talk with all of you soon. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below, as is my podcast with my girlfriend, BFGFAFK. Give it a listen. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And I'll talk with all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.